The invisible scars. How narcissistic abuse affects your brain and body. Have you ever felt like your pain isn't visible, even to yourself? Like something deep inside is broken, but you struggle to put it into words? Emotional abuse, particularly narcissistic abuse, leaves scars that can't always be seen. These scars impact your mental, emotional, and physical health in ways most people don't realize. In today's video, we're diving into how narcissistic abuse rewires your brain and body, the symptoms survivors often endure, and how you can take steps toward healing. If you feel alone or misunderstood, let me assure you, your experiences are valid, your pain is real, and healing is absolutely possible. Narcissistic abuse is a form of emotional abuse perpetrated by someone who exhibits traits of narcissism, such as gaslighting, manipulation, a lack of empathy, and an overpowering need for control. It's not always loud or obvious. In fact, it often operates in the shadows, leaving survivors questioning their reality, their worth, and their ability to trust themselves. Abuse like this doesn't just harm your emotions, it impacts your entire being. It leaves behind invisible scars on your brain, your nervous system, and even your physical health, leaving you feeling exhausted, disconnected, and riddled with self-doubt. Prolonged abuse from a narcissistic partner, parent, or other figure can cause something called complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or CPTSD. Unlike the better-known PTSD, which often results from a singular traumatic event, CPTSD arises from ongoing, repetitive trauma, like being trapped in a cycle of manipulation and control. Symptoms of CPTSD include emotional flashbacks, where you are suddenly transported to feelings of shame, fear, or helplessness, even without a clear trigger. You might find it hard to regulate your emotions, swinging between numbness and overwhelming sadness or anger. You could also struggle with low self-esteem, feelings of worthlessness, and a constant sense of being on high alert, waiting for the next wave of chaos to hit. Here's what makes this worse. Narcissistic abuse changes how your brain functions. Your amygdala, the part responsible for processing fear, becomes overactive, meaning you perceive threats even where there are none. Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex, the area that helps with decision-making and emotional regulation, becomes less effective. Your hippocampus, which is responsible for memory and learning, can shrink under prolonged stress. These changes leave many survivors stuck in a freeze response, unable to act even when they want to. Living like this is overwhelming, but remember, these changes aren't permanent. With the right tools and support, your brain can heal and regain its balance. Emotional wounds aren't just mental, they often show up as physical pain and discomfort. When you endure narcissistic abuse, your body enters a chronic state of fight or flight. This means your body is constantly releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. While these chemicals are helpful during real emergencies, they take a toll on your health when activated 24/7. Survivors of this kind of trauma often experience somatic symptoms, such as chronic fatigue, tension headaches, muscle pain, and digestive issues like nausea or stomach aches. You may also find yourself experiencing a weakened immune system, making you more vulnerable to illness. A common condition among survivors is something called trauma fatigue. You feel exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally, because your brain and body have been in overdrive for years. Unaddressed trauma can even increase your risk of developing autoimmune conditions due to the constant strain on your body. It's important to know these physical symptoms don't mean you're broken or weak. They're simply your body's way of saying, I've been through too much, and I need to heal. First and foremost, I want you to hear this. You are not weak for feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or broken. The truth is, everything you've experienced has shaped the way you respond to the world, and those responses are a testament to your ability to survive. You're likely familiar with feelings of self-blame. Many survivors internalize the manipulative tactics of their abuser, believing they could have done more to fix things. But the reality is, the blame was never yours to carry. Abuse is a reflection of the abuser, not you. Let that knowledge sink in. As you move forward, realize that the damage caused by narcissistic abuse does not define you, and it does not have to last forever. Recovery may be challenging, but it is absolutely worth it, and you do not have to face it alone. Healing from the damage caused by narcissistic abuse begins with understanding what works. Here are several powerful, science-backed strategies you can begin incorporating today. Seek professional help. Therapy is your greatest ally in this journey. Trauma-focused approaches such as eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, and cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, are particularly effective in helping survivors process and reframe traumatic memories. Practice mindfulness. Activities like deep breathing, guided meditation, and grounding exercises can help regulate your stress and keep you present. Mindfulness reconnects you with your body in a safe way and pulls you out of survival mode. Regulate your nervous system. Gentle practices like yoga, quiet stretching, and even singing can activate your vagus nerve, an essential tool in calming your stress response system. Embrace self-compassion. Healing begins with showing yourself the same kindness you would offer a close friend. Challenge negative self-talk by replacing it with affirmations like, "I am worthy of love and healing," or "It wasn't my fault." Set boundaries. Part of healing includes protecting yourself from future harm. Practice saying no without guilt, and prioritize relationships that respect your emotional well-being. Right to heal. Journaling is a powerful outlet to process your thoughts and emotions. Writing down your story helps you make sense of your experiences and gives you a non-judgmental space to reflect. Remember, recovery is not a straight line. Some days will feel easier, while others may feel heavier. That's okay. Every small step you take is a step forward. Narcissistic abuse may have left scars, but it has not stolen your ability to heal. I want you to imagine your life as a story, your story. Right now, you're in a chapter that feels tough and overwhelming, but this is not how the story ends. You have the power to write the next chapter of resilience, strength, and self-love. Healing isn't about perfection. It's about progress, finding hope in small victories, and honoring the fact that you're still here, showing up for yourself every day. Build a support system of people who truly see, hear, and support you. Join communities of other survivors who validate your experiences. Remember, you don't have to forgive your abuser to find peace, but you can forgive yourself for the times you felt powerless. Above all, do not give up. It takes extraordinary courage to face your scars and say, "I will not let this define me." That courage lives within you, even if it feels far away. The invisible scars left by narcissistic abuse may run deep, but they are not the end of your story. Healing is a journey that requires time, patience, and compassion, but it is a journey worth taking. Know this: you are not alone. There is hope, there is help, and there is a future where you are free from this pain. Today is the perfect day to take the first step toward that freedom. I see you, I believe in you, and I know that no matter how dark things feel, your light is still there, waiting to shine. You are strong, you are brave, and you are deserving of a life filled with peace and joy. Thank you for being here. Please take care of yourself. You're worth it.